India is all set to review a 30,000 CR proposal to procure quick reaction surface to air missiles for the Indian Army. Now, this is a crucial decision as it highlights India's push towards self-reliance in the air defense sector. Hello and welcome to Drishti Eyes. My name is Saloni Nankyoliar, and in this video, we will cover the news, its impact, and India's indigenous capabilities in the air defense sector. So the Ministry of Defence is all set to review a 30,000 CR proposal to procure 3 regiments of the indigenous quick reaction surface to air missiles for the Indian Army. And which body is responsible for the procurement? It is Defence Acquisition Council, which works under the Ministry of Defence. Headed by the Defence Minister, it is expected to grant the acceptance of necessity for this purchase very soon. And why are we doing this? We are doing this to strengthen our air defense capabilities because our aerial threats are evolving. After Operation Sindoor, we saw a heavy usage of drones by Pakistan in its retaliation. And very recently, Ukraine also launched a drone war on Russia. So we see that our aerial threats are evolving. That is the reason we also need to be strong in our game in reacting to those. So this procurement becomes important. Now, what are QRSAMs or quick reaction surface to air missiles? Now, these are 100% indigenous air defense systems and they have been developed by the DRDO. If you break down the term quick reaction surface to air missile, quick reaction because they are very quick in reacting, which means they are very quick in detecting, intercepting and destroying the target all within seconds of detection. That is why quick response. And all of this can be done while moving. So while the launcher is moving, the target is moving, the missile is moving, all of this can be done while moving and also during short halts. That is why these are quick response surface to air missiles. And they can intercept different forms of aerial targets like aircrafts, helicopters and drones. So what makes it all the more special are the technical features. Like it has a range of 25 to 30 kilometers. It falls on the upper side or the upper limit of short range missiles. It is capable of engaging into multiple types of aerial targets like your aircrafts, helicopters or drones. So if you look at the size of these types of targets, aircrafts and helicopters are large. Drones and especially the first person view drones, they are small. So this is a very versatile surface to air missile which is capable of intercepting and destroying all forms of targets, be it large, small or whatever size that they are in. So it's capable of doing all that while it is moving. While it is operating on the move, it can search, track, fire during short halts. Another interesting feature. Then it is also capable of working in all weather conditions, which means it is not dependent on the weather conditions. It can be launched and operated during bad weather conditions also, like your rains and thunderstorms. So this again makes it very, very important. And it can operate round the clock, which means it's effective during both day and night. It also uses active radar homing guidance. This another is a striking feature. Active radar homing guidance means that the missile also has a radar of its own. So the launcher has a radar of its own, the missile also has a radar of its own. So when the missile is launched, it does not depend on launcher's radar anymore. It has its own radar and then it can lock in the target and finally intercept and destroy it. So this is another striking feature that these QRSAMs have. They are compact and self-propelled launch vehicles. Self-propelled launch vehicles mean they have their own engines. So they do not need any extra towing machinery. They can simply be mounted on a truck and the truck moves with the launcher and then they can be launched from there. So they do not need any extra towing machinery because they are self-propelled. So these are some features that they are short range. They are capable of engaging into multiple aerial targets. They can operate while moving. They work under all weather capabilities. They have a radar of their own and they have engines of their own. These are the features that make them very, very important. Now, who has developed this? This has been developed by DRDO. It was 100% indigenous. Developed by DRDO and jointly manufactured by BEL or Bharat Electronics Limited and BDL or Bharat Dynamics Limited. Now, UPSC has a habit of asking these statements. So there might be a statement, a potential statement where one body can be correct and one can be incorrect. So you should pay attention to these type of statements also, that it is being jointly manufactured by Bharat Electronics Limited and Bharat Dynamics Limited. So what was the current need? Why is this procurement so much in highlight? Because as we already discussed, what happened with Operation Sindoor, afterwards when Pakistan retaliated, it retaliated with heavy usage of drones. So we are seeing our aerial targets to be evolving in the modern, in the contemporary warfare methods that we are using. And we live in a politically unstable, geopolitically unstable environment and a high stake neighborhood, because we have this history of wars with our neighbors during hostile situations. So our relationship with our neighbors is very, very dynamic. So we need to be self-reliant. And with these QARs, our purposes are being solved because A, they are indigenous. We can be self-reliant. We can reduce on our imports, and they are versatile. So they can be operating on multiple types of threats, especially the drones that we saw, the heavy usage of drones that we saw. So in this limelight, this procurement has become very, very important and very highlighted. So let us also look at the current air defense capability that India has, both imported and indigenous. So S-400 Triumph system. This was a name that everybody heard after Operation Sindoor, because when Pakistan used the Turkish drones in its retaliation, this S-400 air defense system helped us shoot them down. So this is of Russian origin. It has a range of 380 kilometers, meaning it is long range. Again, when you look at this table, please keep this in mind that there was one of the previous year questions asked in prelims where the missile and its range were asked, whether it was short range or long range. So keep that also in mind while you are analyzing the news like these. So this S-400 is a long range air defense system. Then you have Barak 8 missiles, which has been jointly developed by India and Israel. This is a medium range because it has 70 kilometers of range. It's a medium range air defense system. Then you have Akash missile system, which is very, very important because it is 100% indigenous. It is 100% indigenous. It is short range, 25 kilometers, short range air defense system. Then you have Igla-S, which is a Russian man-portable system. Now, the interesting feature here is that it is a man-portable system, which means it can be carried by men. It can be carried by soldiers during war. So, if men are carrying it, it means it will be lightweight and very short range. So, it's lightweight and it has a short range of 6 kilometers only. But what's interesting that it is man-portable and it has been developed by Russia. Then our Legacy 70 systems were also upgraded indigenously. These are anti-aircraft guns, but the range is very short. It is 3.5 kilometers and these are anti-aircraft guns. So as we already discussed that India lives in a high-stake, unstable neighborhood, and that is the reason that the government is also strong on improving improving the defense sector and increasing our indigenization of defense products. So we have many government defense policies in place, like the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, it focuses on increasing our self-reliance across sectors, and defense is also one of the sectors. So there are some things that we have already developed under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, like Tejas LCA, light combat aircraft, Pinaka, rocket launchers, Akash air missiles, which we already saw. So these are some things that we have developed indigenously during the under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. There's more to come, but we are already on the process. Then we have Defense Production and Export Promotion Policy 2020. Everything is covered in the name. It talks about production and export promotion. So we want to produce our defense products indigenously, and we also want to export them to other countries to generate revenue and also establish ourselves strong in the global defense sector. So some things that we exported outside were BrahMos. We gave this to Philippines. Then Pinaka rocket launchers, we gave this to Armenia. And there are also talks of exporting Akash missile systems to Armenia, Egypt, and Philippines. So we are doing this. We are building our products indigenously, and we're also trying to export them. And this policy takes care of that. We have set a target, and the target is that we want to boost our defense exports to 35,000 CR by 2025. So this is the target that has been kept. Then we have also developed 2 defense industrial corridors which are now functional. One is in Uttar Pradesh and the other is in Tamil Nadu. In fact, very recently, the BrahMos cruise missile integration facility, it was inaugurated in the Lucknow node of Uttar Pradesh Industrial Corridor. Then we have the defense acquisition procedure. So recall the Defense Acquisition Council that we talked about, which works under the Ministry of Defense. That is responsible for procuring all our defense or equipments, and that follows a procedure which is the defense acquisition procedure. So this procedure prioritizes indigenous solutions, fast tracks projects involving Indian vendors. Why are we doing this? Again, to increase indigenization and self-reliance in the defense sector so that we lower our import dependency and in fact establish ourselves as an exporter of defense goods. We have also increased our FDI limit from 49% to 74% via the automatic route. And then we also have Innovation for Defense Excellence or IDEX, which is supporting startups, MSMEs and innovators in developing the next generation defense technologies. So these are some things that India is doing because of the environment because of the dynamic environment that we live in. So that is why this procurement of QRSAMs became very important, because they were indigenous, they were versatile, and they are capable of evolving, they're capable of targeting the evolving aerial threats. So this is what we covered in the video. Let us quickly recall that the air defense system is becoming more robust and multi-layered because we are integrating these long, medium and short range air defense systems into our capabilities. And we are also focusing on indigenization, like we have indigenous systems Akash and QRSAM, which are strengthening our self-reliance. Government also has some nice initiatives like the Atmanirbhar Bharat, DPEPP 2020, Defense Corridors, DAP 2020, IDEX, and FDI reforms, which are driving our defense indigenization. So these are the things that we already covered in this video. Let us see what is the way forward for India. The way forward is that we need to accelerate our procurement so that there are no administrative delays in the procurement and we can get them integrated to our systems as soon as possible. And we need to invest in our research and development and technology. Why? Because we are focusing on self-reliance. We are focusing on becoming Atmanirbhar. So we want to invest more into our research and development. Right now, defense is 1.9% of our GDP, and research and development within defense is 1% of this 1.9%, which comes somewhere around to be 0.02% of our GDP, which is very, very low in comparison to the global standards, which is at least 0.5% to 1% of the GDP. So we need to strengthen our game here in the research and development sector of defense services so that we can focus on self-reliance and indigenization. And we also need to enhance public-private partnerships. Right now also there are some public-private partnerships in place with Tata, L&T and Godrej and some other companies, but we need to enhance them and increase our collaboration in innovation and manufacturing capacity. And we also need to boost our Make in India initiatives. So that was all that we covered in today's video. Let us see if you can answer this question for prelims and mains. So consider the following pairs. We have systems and we have their ranges. Akash missile system has a range approximately of 70 kilometers. Barak-8 missile system has a range of 70 kilometers. S-400 Triumph has a range of 380 kilometers. And Igla-S has a range of 6 kilometers. So which of the above pairs are correctly matched? You need to answer it in the comment section below. 1, 2 and 3 only, 2, 3 and 4 only, 1 and 3 only, or all 4. And also try and attempt this question for mains because it is important for GS paper 3. Evaluate the significance of India's indigenous air defense systems in the current security environment. How do these efforts align with the objectives of self-reliance in defense production? Try answering this in 250 words. That was all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Until we meet the next time, please keep studying and keep revising.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.